Was better than amazing?
What's better than amazing?
Me.
That's a good answer.
Right? I don't know what's better than amazing.
You
but-
worked with my boy Diego.
Nice.
Diego Cruz.
Yes. I love you, D.
He's blowing up right now.
Yes.
He should have been blown up a long time ago, but he's
For
blowing
sure.
up. Talk about that project that you guys worked on together.
So it was for my single Little Miss. Little Miss. And Diego was great. I mean, he was Johnny on the spot. The dancers were amazing. Shout out to Believe 3. We did choreo. I didn't know that I couldn't dance like that bad until we started doing that process. But it was just, we really had a good time. Like, I think all of the girls legit felt like we were really homegirls in that video, like for that specific project. And Diego, he made it so easy, and he was so patient.
Yeah.
It was a very long process, though. We didn't stop shooting until like 2 a.m.
Woo.
So we're like downtown, like on a Jeep going crazy after hours, but it was a great time.
Talk a little bit about yourself. Are you from Detroit?
I am from Detroit.
Okay. You're hot right now in Detroit.
Yeah.
Every time somebody comes on here, I always wonder how growing up in Detroit impacted their music or influenced their music. Do you feel like growing up in the city influenced your music in any way?
For sure. Like, like when I think about like my genre, I think it's like congetto, like conscious ghetto. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have two sides to me. You know what I'm saying? Because I do have that background, like growing up listening to straight hip hop. Like, some of my favorite people, just out beyond Detroit, are like male rappers. You know what I'm saying? Mostly male rappers, but then you have like Missy Elliott, blah, 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 so forth and so on. So I feel like growing up in Detroit, the music, I feel like we have like a ear for it, like soulful, like we're naturally, I don't know, like embedded with like a musical ear, just, with Motown being like right in the heart of the city, right? So I feel like, I'm proud to say that I'm an artist from Detroit. And for some reason, when I go out of town and I'm just having casual conversation, not about anything, but like, hey, where are you from? It's like Detroit. And they're like, oh my God, you're from Detroit.
Yeah.
So people actually love Detroiters. So I'm proud to be a Detroiter, right?
Were you always aspiring to become an artist growing up?
So yes and no. I actually started making music because I went through a divorce.
Wow.
So I went through a divorce.
Wait, how old are you? I mean, I know
like, you got cameras on me. No, I'm
I
just
know, but,
playing.
like,
I'm 27.
how did you get divorced by 27?
The shit didn't work out.
But how'd you even get married by 27?
I told you I was better than amazing.
Oh my God. You must have been 27?
So my high school sweetheart, love him to death. I have nothing negative to say about him. We share a beautiful seed together, and it just didn't work out. I think, all in all, we can both agree that we just grew apart. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's no bad blood. I just think that we became two different people. And I think, starting a relationship so young, it's something about young love. Like, I feel like young love is a lot deeper than what we experience as adults, because we, you know what I'm saying? Like, we see things different from a different perspective. So, breaking up or now is legal, right? So it's a bunch of other factors. It's money, it's, family, kid, I just felt like that young love, like we were still in that, but knowing that we are not young anymore. Like, we're not the same people. So I started taking acting classes, and my acting instructor instructed us to try other things within the arts, just so we could like be triple threats or whatever, more marketable. So I started taking singing lessons, and I sucked. But I was watching my vocal instructor write a song. He was writing a song, like, just, as he was trying to teach me how to sing. And I'm like, damn, that looked so easy. you know. And I actually just started writing music, and I jumped in head first. I'm like, buy my album, like first album worth of music and play. I'm like, buy my album, I'm the greatest star in the world. It's like, girl, no, you're not. You're just getting started. But that is how I began really making music. And I just stuck with it, right? And practice just makes progression. So I'm still a student to the game. I'll always be a student to the game, but I've always loved music. I've always loved like performing. You know what I mean? So I think I fit in that, yeah.
Did you stay in Michigan the whole time that you were in acting classes?
Yeah, I did.
What acting school did you go to?
Jatari in Ferndale.
Oh, cool.
Yep. So they don't even do in-person, or I don't know what they're doing right now, but they stopped doing the in-person classes when COVID happened.
Okay.
But I actually branched off from, like, after I completed my, acting classes with them, I actually was so involved with music that, I'm like, I don't want to do that right now. I kind of just want to focus in. So, yeah, Guitari in Ferndale.
Maybe Nick's going to adjust your microphone real quick.
Okay. You see me keep...
Cool. Yeah, acting classes. Detroit's making movies now. There's a lot of movies going on. There's a lot of people are making skits. There's a lot of comedy going on. There's a lot of fun stuff going on in Detroit when it comes to film. But you took the music route once you got introduced and you realized this is more fitting for you.
Yeah, no, I think I'm limitless. Like, I'm going to get back to acting. I want to play Catwoman one day.
Okay.
Like, I really want to play Catwoman. So, I feel like they all work hand in hand. But sometimes I feel like when you're multidimensional, it's easy to get distracted and try to like perfect too many things at once.
Yes.
So it's like acting classes. I still have my full-time career. I'm a cosmetologist full-time. I have my kid.
I can see because your skin is like flawless.
Thank you. So yeah, it's like you trying to juggle all of these balls, and I only have two hands. So I was actually just grateful for acting classes because I discovered something else that I'm passionate about.
Yeah, very difficult to do two things at once in the entertainment industry. Usually you get one done first, like you really master music, and then, you hop into a movie like Tupac was like, he hopped into Juice after his career was already steady.
Right.
You try to do too many things at once. It's like, how do you maintain focus and how do you really perfect the craft if you're not? But then again, music's getting kind of crazy now because people don't really care about making it perfect no more, but it's like, I think you're going to find more success if you try to start off with high-quality productions from the get-go than starting off sloppy from the beginning.
For sure.
It's kind of crazy time in music. But talk about your music so far. Talk about the very beginning of the music career when you first got in the booth and how it went down, like who you were recording with, as freaky as that sounds, and what were you putting out there, what songs you were producing.
Straight trash, man. Straight trash. But I was my number one fan. And I met a guy named Steve. Shout out to Steve. We started recording at the Penobscot building downtown. I thought that was like the most legit thing because at the time his studio was right next door to Nick Speed.
Okay.
And I got to learn about who Nick Speed is, and it was just like when you really look at how life happens in hindsight, it's a domino effect. So then Steve took me to an open mic one day because of whatever reason, and then I met all of these artists that started connecting me with other people, So then I met two cool guys, Ben and Pat. I started recording with Ben and Pat, and the first studio session I ever did with Ben and Pat, shout out to Malcolm. Malcolm took me there. Malcolm X, he's an amazing artist. And I bombed the session. Like, I got on the mic and I was like stuttering, like shaking, like, oh my God, why am I so nervous? And Chavis was there.
Chavis Chandler?
Yes. So it was just like, I think I was like feeling like I'm in the room with some goats right now, and I'm a rookie. So I bombed that, and I went home and I'm like, okay, I'm going to record with those guys. Like, they would never answer the phone. They will deny that today, but they would never answer the phone for me. And one day, actually, Pat hit me up. I was living in Cali for a second, and I'm like, yo, I'm in Cali right now, but when I come back home, like, let's connect. Came back home, connected, and we did like a few songs. Then they introduced me to my current producer now, Smitty, who made Little Miss. So the beginning was trash, but it was beautiful, you know. And looking back, I don't have any regrets, you know. I just feel like people need to just keep going. You know what I'm saying? Because it's so easy to like get discouraged along the way.
Hell yeah. This shit is crazy. You get discouraged off of nothing sometimes and just feel like you get so far and you still get discouraged.
For sure.
People get discouraged in the very beginning, but you got to realize people who've already gotten far get discouraged too. People who are like right before the moment of glory get discouraged too. Everybody feels like, damn, I failed and there's no coming back from that, or like this is going nowhere. But if you just keep pressing, it ends up working out. Unless you're trash. Unless you're like straight up trash and you're just delusional. There are a lot of delusional people in the world too that think like they're doing something great. Yeah. I know people who get like 100 views on a video and they'll walk around like they're, you know, they made it. Like, I'm like, nah, man, like it's not how it works, son. Yeah. But you have awareness. Like you knew your music wasn't good in the beginning. For sure. But you kept pressing. What was it? Just people motivating you around you, or knowing like this is my love?
Yeah, like people was feeding into my delusions. Like
until it worked out.
Yeah, like it worked out for me. I don't know. I feel like, you know, actually, with art, it's subjective. I've heard music that I love. I've heard music that I absolutely hate, and they've both done well. You know, both songs equally. You know what I mean? So I feel like in this arena, it was easier for people to just appreciate the fact that I was so I feel like my passion and confidence actually drove me. I think that being so confident, you know, borderline cocky, but still nice to people, was like the thing that drove me, you know, to where I am now. And now it's funny because I'm trying to like reach back to that girl and grab some of that confidence, because the better I get, the harder I become on myself. And it's like, it should be the opposite way. But now more than ever, I have like my doubts set in, which is weird, but
no, that's sometimes it's about the person. Yeah. Right. And the content and everything can come after that sometimes. Like your energy is very strong. You have
feel that?
Yeah, you have a great energy. You're very enthusiastic. You're very happy. So like that can take you so fucking far. Yeah. And it makes it easier to figure everything else out. For sure. And it makes it easier for people to want to be around you and figure it out with you, right?
For sure.
Because if you're not somebody you want to be around and you're not good at making music, like you weren't good in the beginning, then nobody's going to be like, yo, keep doing it, keep doing it, let's keep working.
You're going to be like, you're ass.
They're like, I don't even want to be around you, so here's the truth. Stop rapping or stop making music. Right. Talk a little bit about the first moments where you were realizing people were recognizing your music and you were getting the reciprocation you kind of felt like you deserved at that point.
I dropped a project called Audio Therapy, and my song Self Love is the song that, you know, really, I didn't do any promotion. I wrote that music in literally 3 days. Swear to God, like I just kept going back to the nature preserve, like just, well, I was like really going through it at that point, and I was really locked in to just doing something that made me feel good. You know what I mean? So it took me 3 days to write the music. It took another 3 days to record 7 songs. You know what I'm saying? Last day of like, I made my own album art, blah, blah, blah. Uploaded that shit on DistroKid and let it go. And Self Love actually did over 100,000 streams. Nice. You know what I'm saying? And it's like on a larger scale, in the grand scheme of things, that's like a speck, right, for streams, because you get not even a penny off of a stream. But, you know, the recognition was what made me feel like, damn, 100,000 streams,
that's a lot.
No marketing, you know, over 5,000 videos on TikTok. You know what I'm saying? Like to this day, people are still like using that song, like messaging me about how that song helped them get through this or that. And I'm like, you know what, man? That's what's up. If I could do that for somebody, then why not keep doing it? You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm making people feel a positive, give people a positive experience because I made a song that helped me, let's do it, you know, and I get to make some money off of it.
Well, how do you think that song connected with people? What was the contents of the lyrics and where did they stem from?
Self-love is the best love, the most love you get from your self-love. So very simple. but I'm literally, I feel like my higher self was talking to my lower self. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so easy for us to try to like get love from these outside influences, you know, whether it's people, things, places, whatever. I felt like I was neglecting myself. Like, I felt like at that point in my life, I was very codependent on like needing to be around people, or, you know, abusing substances, you know what I'm saying? Or feeling like I need to have a man, you know what I mean? Like, coming out of the divorce, I went through a lot of like, what did I do wrong? Like, it took a very long time for me to be like, no one really did anything wrong. Like, let's stop looking at shit like people did something wrong just because a human did some human shit. Like, we both did human shit. You know what I'm saying? So when I wrote that song, it was coming from a place of like a higher perspective. Like, listen, your journey is just about you. You know what I mean? Like, if anybody hurt you along the way, whatever, like, don't even take that shit personal. You know what I mean? Like, this is about you. How are you loving yourself? You know, check in with yourself real quick. And man, I made a dope ass song that I get to play to this day that like make me feel like when I'm down, I'm like, I need to listen to self love.
Yeah, I always tell people when I see like couples fighting and stuff like that, I always be like, you know, this isn't a courtroom. You're not supposed to be sitting here and trying to figure out who's right or wrong when it comes to a fight between, you know, you and your girlfriend or your boyfriend or whatever the situation is. It's like, at the end of the day, that person is trying to live their life the way they want to live it. You're trying to live your life the way you want to live it.
For sure.
Life is a two-way street, so let that person live the way they want to, instead of saying like, you're wrong for doing that, or you hurt me, or you did this. It's like, you're gonna get hurt. That's part of the process, but don't look at them and say they're doing something wrong.
For sure.
I think the only way you're doing something wrong is if you're committed, you have kids, you're married or something like that, and you go do something crazy. Like, you just bring another woman into the house out of nowhere. Like, that's crazy. That's
crazy.
But if you're like sitting there like, look, I'm gonna take care of my kids, but I don't want to be with you anymore.
Yeah.
I don't see anything wrong with that.
And I feel like, I don't know, I'm crazy though. So
what do you mean? So you think it was your fault to some degree why you got divorced, or like what do you think the process was?
Yeah, like I was talking to my friend about this earlier. Like, I was super insecure. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like I'm
woman. Dating Will Smith or something like that? Like, whoa, it was this guy like...
it wasn't. It had nothing to do with him. For real. Like, I feel like I did not have the confidence that, even though somebody can look at a person and be like, oh, she's a pretty confident person, but really and truly, they're not. And I was that person that was like, I'm pretty used to getting like compliments and shit like that. But I was getting the compliments confused with like my confidence. Like, the compliments that I receive every day are enough to like, you know, it's a reminder, but like, do you really feel beautiful? Do you really feel worthy? Like, how are you really feeling about yourself outside of what everybody else thinks? So I brought all of that into my marriage. You know what I'm saying? He brought his shit. You know, I'm not going to like air anything out, but like, I feel like we got to a point where we both gave up. Like, at this point, we're just playing roles. Like, we're roommates. Like, I'm cooking, cleaning, doing my wifely duties. You going to work. Like,
yeah.
And then I just looked up one day, like, I'm young as hell. Like, I am not living. This is not my life.
Yeah.
Like, this might be someone else's husband.
Think about it. Like, some people don't figure that out till like they're in their 40s or 50s. Like, why am I like, you know, when you said the routine,
Yeah,
like some people get caught in a routine in a relationship.
Yes.
Like, some people don't even figure that out till like the 30 years and the 40 years in the marriage.
Sure.
So you figured it out early.
Hell yeah. Because I was like, I'm a very, you know what I mean? Like, type person. Like, I'm spontaneous. I'm adventurous. Like, I got a lot of energy, you know. I'm like my 6-year-old in big kid form. Like, you know what I mean? So routine for me is okay because I like to be disciplined, but like the feeling of being free and having fun is something that I need to feel every day. I don't care how I do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it could just be a simple conversation with me and one of my homegirls. I need to laugh out loud every day. So when I realized that after so long, I'm like, damn. When the last time I laughed? When the last time when have I spent real quality time with my girlfriends? Like, I became like just a wife. Period.
Facts. I know what you mean. Can you bring that mic a little bit closer to you?
Yeah.
Yeah, when I was dating my ex, like towards the end, I remember we were just going out on dates at that point. And the end, I was like, we're just going on dates. I'm taking you out to dinner.
Yeah.
And we're hanging out and having fun. But like, we're not like, it's not like there's no connection anymore. There's
For
no
sure.
connection. I think a lot of people find it hard just because they don't like the pain process of
Yes.
separation.
Yes.
And then they don't like the idea that I'm never going to be with this person again.
Yeah.
So they stay together, but it's like you're really just building more karma in your system
For
when you
sure.
do that. It makes it harder even afterwards to recover. It took me like, me and my girlfriend dated for 7 years. It took me like 3 or 4 years to feel like okay again. Not okay, but like balanced again. I'm like, all right, I'm chilling. Now I can't even really date girls because it's still, stuff from that had accumulated. So it is damaging when you leave a relationship for sure, but you have to let the process happen.
For sure.
Right at the end of the day. How long did it take your process to kind of move on from it?
I'm still in it.
How long has it been?
I'm like, no, I'm not still married. We're divorced.
No, I'm
But,
saying like how long has it been since you've
we divorced 2019.
okay, so damn you, so you're still processing from about 3 or 4 years ago almost.
I'm not processing, but I'm still at a point where it's like, on one hand, I've made progress because on one hand I'm like, I'm gonna be single forever.
Okay.
I might get a new boyfriend every 7 years. Fuck it. Like,
Yeah.
but now I have healed enough to recognize that, you know what, I really do want partnership. I don't know if it needs to be traditional. Like, I don't know if my idea of partnership and what I want in my man has to be like cookie cutter, because it don't. Like, whoever my perfect person is for me, baby, we can sit down at the round table and like build this thing how we want it to be. We don't have to go with the rules of how everybody else, because I feel like those are the things that like fuck shit up. So, excuse my language, but anyway, so I feel like I'm in it to the point where it's like I can still take or leave a man. I don't want to feel like that. You know what I'm saying? I also don't want to feel like I need a man, but like I do want to feel like I can make more love songs, if that makes sense. Like, I can't talk about love still.
Right, because you don't want it to be a transactional relationship. You still
Right.
want there to be a real chemistry.
I want it to be a friendship.
Yeah.
Like, just be my friend, who I just so happen to be like exclusively having sex with. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just be my friend. Why
Yeah.
do we have to make it weird? Like, just be the person that I met. That is all. It's a very simple equation.
like each other.
Yeah, like me. In the moment that you don't like me anymore for whatever reason, if it's not something that you feel like we can, like, let me know. Like, all the extra shit that people do because they're afraid to speak up or communicate. It's like, damn, why are we hurting each other? Because now you cheat on me, I want to cheat on you back, and I'm going through your phone. I'm looking through the garbage can, running myself crazy because now I have trust issues, because you just don't like me anymore, or vice versa.
Yeah. That's the sucky part too, is when it's out of your control, right? Like the other person just lost feelings.
Yeah.
Like you're still in the game, they're not. That's
Yeah.
that's a terrible feeling too. So 2019, that's about a few years ago, right?
Yep.
So now you're getting through
Single again.
single and just trying to get through and make things happen. But
Yeah.
when it comes to relationships, opening up that door where you're saying it doesn't have to be cookie cutter. Are you basically trying to say like other women can be involved? Like
That is absolutely not what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely not. I did not say.
I mean, what else can you?
I said exclusively having sex with.
No, what I'm saying is you said it doesn't have to be a cookie cutter relationship, but for real, like the only thing that you can really add to a relationship that some people do and some people don't is open relationship versus a not open relationship.
No, I'm talking about levels of commitment. Like, we are, we have this wedding and this ceremony, and we sign these papers because now we're married, and it's just like I'm not in a rush to do that part. Like, I'm more invested in the actual relationship, not the fairy tale. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's great. Like, give me a wedding, give me a big ring or whatever, but that is not what is most important to me being a divorced woman. Like, I want a friend and a partner. Like, this might sound weird, but I don't give a fuck. Like, I want to date one of my girlfriends in male version. You know what I'm saying? Like how you feel about your best friend. Like, damn, like, can I just have that in male version and let's just be happy forever? You know what I mean?
I feel that, but it's hard to find those dudes because everybody's horny and everybody's liars. So you might be meeting a dude and then be like, this dude really likes me. And he's like, the whole time in his mind, he's like, I'm just trying to get in those panties, girl. Like, I ain't give a damn about you. That's why I'm always honest with women now. I always tell them, like, look, I'm not here to date nobody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate the real ninjas. I can't say niggas because you're not a nigga. I'm like, what is he?
I'm Chaldean.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you got that Chaldean look in your eye.
Yeah.
But I couldn't figure it out. Shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that we got that on the table.
You're the first person to call me a ninja on this podcast. I appreciate it.
I'm sorry. Well,
fuck
respectfully.
I like it.
So, damn, what were we talking about? Yeah, like the horny part. Okay, like I don't think there's anything. Okay, let me scratch that because my future husband might be watching this. Hold on. I do find that there's something wrong with infidelity. Is that the end all be all? Like, men don't look at I'm the only girl for the most part, like on my mom's side. Like, I'm the only girl. 4 brothers. So, I grew up with mainly men, and it's just like knowing how boys think. Like, you're thinking with your penis.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's a little person down there that, like, it's like the angel and the devil on your shoulder. Like, do it. And then I work with women all day. So, like, I know women, like, a man can say no 100 times. And on 101, it's, fuck it, pull your panties down.
Yeah.
Let me tap that real quick. Like, I don't think infidelity is, like, the biggest thing. Like now, if you just want to be serial with it, if you want to have an affair, just be plain on disrespectful, that's something else. So I'm not okay in an open relationship, but I am leaving room for error because forever is a long time. Do you expect to be with one, like I think it's easier for women to do it than men.
Do what? Cheat? Oh,
yeah.
No, stay with somebody who cheated?
Yeah. No, I think it's easier for women to be faithful than it is for men to be faithful.
You think it's easier for women to be faithful?
Yeah.
Okay, and it's harder for men.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that. I mean, women always, it's an emotional thing. It takes a long time before they even cheat on a guy.
Yeah.
You have to be doing a lot of wrong shit for a girl to cheat on you.
For sure.
And the right guy has to come at the right time. For men, it's like an opportunity could rise. It's just insane. Like, I never thought this would happen. Like, I got to do it.
Yeah.
So like, if it happened, I'll be like, all right. Like, I gotta do it, love. I'm sorry, and hang up the phone. But at the same time,
God damn, you didn't even say bye. He's like, hang up the phone.
I'm the type though. If I'm married and my wife cheats on me, it's over. I'm gone.
For sure.
Because I can't know that you were with somebody else, and then now it's not. I know it sounds like property to say this, but it's not. But it's not mine anymore. Like, that's not exclusively to me anymore. If it's not exclusively to me, that's one of the parts that I cherish in a relationship, that it's exclusively for me to be with you intimately like that. Now you took that out of the equation. That's a huge thing to me. That's just a big blow. So it's like something I can't deal with.
Exactly why I just said what I said. I think that is easier. Like, as a woman, I do think there are double standards. And I'm not saying it's okay for men to cheat and it's wrong for women to cheat. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is, like, it's levels to this shit. You know what I mean? And it's like, when I think of a man that's like really taking care of me, like, you taking care of me, you taking care of home, you doing what you're supposed to do, and like you went and just banged someone else off like a drunk night. Now, this shit is situational, but it's like, you know what I mean? I think it's more hurtful if it's premeditated.
Yeah.
But sometimes shit just happens, right? So it's like, my man taking care of me, and you think I'm gonna put my man back out in the streets
because he cheated on you one time?
Because he cheated on me.
Yeah. Hey, respect to you.
To go to another man.
See, now you're gonna get your DMs are gonna get flooded off this one.
That's gonna.
So you're saying? You're saying that?
No. See, that's why I didn't want to say this publicly. But I gotta be real. Like, I'm not just putting my man back in the streets.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I find my Jay-Z, you think I'm putting Jay back in the streets?
Mm-hmm.
Hell nah.
Yeah.
It's my Jay. So go do what you're gonna do. I'm gonna make an album about it, cry about it later.
Are you gonna cheat back?
No, because okay. I'm not a it's hard for me to like get there if I'm not into you. And I'm not a vengeful person. I actually have a conscience. Whoa. So like, if I say that I am a little petty. You know what I'm saying? Like, I might drag it. I might drag it a little bit.
6 years later, you're bringing up.
Not 6 years. That's dangerous for the relationship. Yeah, like.
Look, man.
You know, like.
I'm not afraid to talk about it, but my ex was cheating on me for like 7 years type shit.
Damn.
And like.
I'm sorry to hear that.
The first time I figured out, kind of, I was like, it ended everything in a certain way for me, where the rest of the relationship couldn't continue normally. But I tried to make it work because I was an idiot. But I don't know. Damn, more power to you. Shit. Well, you've been married, so you know more than me about relationships. You know more.
Not necessarily. I mean ain't shit changed with the address. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's still it's a relationship.
You got a song called PPP out. Now, what do you know about the PPP? You don't look like anybody who deals with these types of things.
What, PPP?
Yeah.
No, PPP stands for premium pussy.
They talking about PPP loans.
Third people.
I haven't figured it out yet. I was like, well, in theory, like, you know, like, you might, if you put in the application and it's, you know, the credit check is, you know, goes through, then you might get a premium pussy loan.
Okay. So, talk about that. Let's dive into it for everybody.
This that PPP, this pussy premium.
Okay, right on.
You should talk less unless you eating it. Like, it was just, actually, that was a fun song that me and Smith co-wrote together. Sorry, Smith, I just put you out there like that. And it started off from us freestyling. It wasn't a serious thing, but we had so much fun making it. And I do these little listening parties with like my intimate people, like every 11th of the month, so that they can hear new music and rate it and critique it or whatever. And when I play PPP, everyone's like, when is this coming out? Diego, I want my video back.
Hurry
So
up.
anyway, that is what PPP, but PPP is like, I have Chase and then I have Miracle. So like, Chase is like, you know, how you gonna say you love Miracle's like, how you gonna say you love yourself, Chase? And I'm like, this that PPP, this pussy premium. And then Chase like, what about you, Miracle? Self-love. It's the best love. Like, that's the congetto. Like, that's the balance of, does that make sense? I sound crazy.
It's
I'm
like
not schizophrenic.
two kind of not outlooks that's from the same person.
Yeah, it's like two outlooks, like two perspectives, like
I don't
my
see
devil and
anything
my
wrong.
angel.
That's why I guess a lot of artists always have like 4 or 5 different names for themselves. Like you can call her Nicki Minaj, whatever the hell. She has like a doll name too. I forget what it's called, but like you have multiple personalities. I think all artists are crazy for real. Like I
think I'm crazy?
I think I consider myself an entertainer and an artist. I think I'm crazy. So I think like sometimes when people hear you talk a certain way, one moment they're like, well, you're fake because you just changed the way you talk. Nah, man, I'm crazy. Literally, I'm crazy. I'll talk to you like this way. I'll talk to that person like that way and that person like that.
Sure.
I'm literally, if I'm really, really focused, you'll figure out how I really want to talk and how I really want to put myself out there. But all artists are crazy. I think like there's just so many things firing.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's what keeps an artist interesting too, is that so many things are firing. You don't know what you're going to get from them.
For sure.
Because who wants to hear like somebody like you know what you're going to get from them anytime, every single time anyway.
Correct.
But no, you don't sound crazy to me. Sounds like a lot of different perspectives.
Yeah, it's a lot of different people up there.
And then you got a song called Fold, which I like too. And
Thank you.
Never Fold is more importantly,
Never
because
Fold.
you should never fold. But talk about that song.
I was crying one day. I was listening to Meek Mill. I was crying. I was on my couch like I was going through it. I don't know what the fuck I was crying about. Probably nothing. But I was crying and I just started having like flashbacks. Have you ever been upset and then your mind just like you just keep going deeper into the rabbit hole? So like Fold was how I pulled myself out. You know what I mean? You know, I start off by saying like, I'm tired of crying, you know, blah, blah, blah. So that's where Fold came from. But Fold is like one of my favorites.
Yeah, Fold's fire.
Thank you.
I think that, you know, with the way you put out your music and the way that you're putting out the content and even the visuals, is that you give a damn
Thank
to
you.
make sure everything is right.
Thank you.
Like you're not just putting stuff out to put it out, which is kind of a lost art. That's why I said in the beginning of this thing, like, damn, like I don't know what's going on, but you're one of the people keeping it. Even the fashion, even the way you put yourself together.
Thank
So
you.
you gave a damn when you came here.
Shout out to my stylist.
Who's your stylist?
Lucky Baltimore.
Okay.
She has a company called Sash Schmick.
That's fire.
So she styles me. I can't take credit for this.
Does she style men too?
Yeah, she does.
I'll get in touch.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about the future projects you have coming out.
So right now, I'm actually organically just allowing album mode to come. Right now, I feel like I'm so all over the place, like so interested in this and this and this. Not all over the place, like unbalanced, but like, I'm not in, project mode. I'm just focused on like consistency. So I'm like, if I can record one song every month, drop one song every month, just to empty out the hard drive, try to do my thing with my content, entertain my fans, gain more followers, blah, 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 make myself marketable, do things like this. At some point, the seed that I've planted has to grow. So, like, I'm not even worried about volume. I'm worried about straight consistency.
Yes.
Like, if I can prove to myself that I can do the same thing for the next 12 months, what's going to happen, in the next 12 months? But I don't know, because it's very easy to fall off within 12 months. So I've been pretty consistent. This is December, January. This is month 3. And I got a song dropping
Good
on
start.
the 11th.
Very good start. Talk about the hardest part so far of maneuvering through the Detroit entertainment scene as a female artist.
I feel like sometimes Detroiters only appreciate a certain type of sound in music. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think we have a popular, sound, and, when you go to these shows and these open mics and you listen to, like, I feel like sometimes the best artists, and I'm not even just talking about myself, sometimes the best artists don't, like, win the show or, get the credit.
Well, because they're all kind of profit schemes, but, I mean, keep going.
They're all kind of who?
Profit schemes.
Right. But
the showcases are just like whoever brings the most people, and then those people are going to vote for you.
For sure.
So that's why those people win, for real. But at the same time, like, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
You got to look at the people who took off, though. The people who took off are the ones who don't sound like everybody else.
Correct. So maneuvering, I have been able to, like, I feel like I've met some of the dopest people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really have a problem being in a room. I love people, and I think people can tell that I love people. So, like, how we were talking about earlier, like, energy-wise, like, I just kind of, like, use my superpowers. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have an issue maneuvering, but it's, like, trying to find the balance of, like, giving people what they want and, like, giving myself what I deserve out of my music.
Heat.
So that's where I am with it. Like, how can I say self-love and this pussy is premium at the same goddamn time?
Right. The spiritual avenue, and then it contradicts, like, the content being put out. Yeah. Right? So, like, you want to stay on a path where it's conscious.
Right.
But at the same time, you're so spiritual that it's, like, conflicting.
Yeah.
But that's why I said all artists are crazy, because it's, like, that's the dilemma.
Yeah.
You're combining these two things of your past and, who you want to become.
Right.
Which is a beautiful thing at the same time.
It is.
It's cool, right? Like, then
But, like, I feel like religious women, spiritual women, be some of the freakiest people sometimes.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, like, I'm just, what Kanye say? We all self-conscious. I'm just the first to admit it.
Yeah.
I'm just the one that's like, hey, I meditate, I do yoga, and I think that I got some good pom-pom. You know what I'm saying? Like, Can we do both? Can we be okay with doing both?
Yeah.
Okay. Right? Let's meditate. You know what I'm saying? I might smoke a joint every now and again.
I hear
little
it.
liquor in my system.
That's why politicians always get in trouble, because politicians are always like, that's why Donald Trump, I think, like, got so successful, is because, he was just admitting, like, dude, this is who I am. Like, all right.
Like, I just did a line off her ass.
Yeah.
Who's
like,
going to say something?
Like, that's what time it is. Like, at the same time, like, I know I'm supposed to be this way. I know I'm supposed to present myself this way. But I think the reason people picked him is because he was also like, yeah, well, fuck y'all at the same time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, the energy, though, like, think about it. Like, if you really think about it, it just boils down to confidence. Like, be so crazy that you believe in yourself that you can win a room by being exactly who the fuck you are.
Yeah.
Like, hands down, unapologetically. That's how I feel, like, at this point in my life. That's why I feel like I feel amazing, because I feel like I freed myself of, like, limitations. So I'm not worried about, did I say limitations?
Girl, you were on a good point. You stopped for a misspelled word.
See, it was like... So I say all that to say, like, I feel very, very good being able to talk about whatever I'm feeling.
Yes.
We just talked about 3 different types of songs. Self-love, PPP, and Fold. One's emotional. One is just, you know, we just shooting the shits. You know, the other one is like, I'm preaching. You know what I'm saying? And all of those women are, you know, makes up this human being, you know, all of those thoughts. So I'm just like, I just want to do me and be me and encourage people to do the same, because it's so easy to get caught up into like, oh, you know, when I first started putting out music, I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to curse. I don't want to curse. I'm vegan. We don't curse, you know, like, you know, now I'm just like, fuck it.
Yeah.
Like, I got some of the best, dopest, you know, highest paid women coming to me to sit in my chair.
Yeah.
And I know what they like to listen to.
No cap.
We all listening to the same shit for real. When they get ready to go out with their girls, it's a certain person that they're going to play. Might be Meg, it might be Glow, but they're listening. And they're paid. So it's like, this shit is universal. I'm just going to be the first woman to be able to be like, hey, I just said I was the first to do something by accident.
See? The couch.
It's like the couch.
The couch, it does something.
The couch makes people feel like...
It makes you say stuff.
Wait, I'm sorry. Why did I just do that like that? But listen, I do intend to be like the first to talk about religion and like everything at the same goddamn time. You know what I'm saying? Damn, that tickled me, L.
Yeah. I'm telling you, it's the couch.
It's the couch.
It's crazy
for
what
sure.
people say on this couch. I've said some crazy things. But listen, Chase, has been really, really, really awesome having you on. Your energy is like phenomenal. Like, I don't think I've ever met anybody that has the energy and the joyfulness ever on this couch. Like, seriously, like ever. So I really look forward to seeing what you do. It's only been not too long since your music career has been taken off. So I look forward to seeing what you continue to do.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Of course.
Thank you.
Appreciate you for being a part of this. We're at Parallel Sound Studio. High Low Visuals is shooting these productions. Those boots are fire. We're out. Peace.
That is funny. I'm gonna be the first woman. Like, how did I make it all the way to the end of the interview? Like,
You almost got there.
I almost got there.
The couch has an effect on people.
Oh my goodness.
Photo real quick.
Yes.